Hi, my name is Alex and this is my dividend income channel. In this video we're going to look at the top 10 rated trending dividend stocks on Tipranks. Tipranks is a great tool for stock research and has a clear interface and breakdown for each stock. Some of the 10 stocks will look very familiar, especially the first 5. Starting with number 1, Altia Group, ticker symbol MO. This is a 52-week low of $39.29 and a high of $53.63. Current price of just under $46. It has a market cap of $82.12 billion and a PE of 17.8. It has a neutral score of 7 and a market consensus of hold. They have an average price target over the next 12 months of $45, which is below where it is today. They have a few metrics to help evaluate stocks. Blogger sentiment is bullish. Blogger sentiment is based on articles published by the top stock websites. We can see Seeking Alpha, Investor Place and Motley Fool are all bullish on the stock. Hedge fund trend has decreased. This means overall more shares have been sold than bought. In Altria's case, this is based on 475 hedge funds. Crowd wisdom is very negative. This is based on 601,088 portfolios analysed by Tipranks. So it looks like a lot of portfolios have either been reduced or sold out of their positions. Then there's the new sentiment, which is based on articles picked up on various websites. For Altia Group, this is 50-50 bullish and bearish. If we look at the dividend history, it has 14 years growth, which is great, an 8% dividend yield, which is fantastic. It's got a payout ratio, which is 77.39%. I've talked about this in a previous video. It can easily cover it. Personally, I like Altia Group and will continue to add if it drops to the low 40s. Second on the list is AT&T, ticker symbol T. This is a 52-week low of $40.25, high of $20.58, and a current price of $19.41. The stock price has had a bit of resurgence recently. The market cap is $138.48 billion and a PE of 7.2. This is a high score of 9 and a moderate buy consensus. Price targets are unsurprisingly low. AT&T is not much of a growth stock. It has an average 12-month target of $20.36, which is 4.89% upside. We can see blogger sentiment and news is bullish, hedge funds decrease, and very negative crowd wisdom, which I think is down to people taking profits on the recent stock price resurgence. If we look at the dividend history, it only has 9 months growth, which on paper looks terrible. This is down to the recent spin-off of Warner. It has a high yield of 6.95% and a relatively low payout ratio of 41.2%, which is good. Third on the list is Xerox, ticker symbol XRX. This has a 52-week low of $11.59, high of $22.60, and the current price of $16.60. This is a market cap of $2.58 billion and a PE of minus 2.4. This is a score of 6, which is a strong sell, with an average price target of $10.33, which is a huge 37.77% drop from where we are today. We can see blockers sentiment is bullish, hedge funds decrease, and very negative crowd wisdom. What is interesting though is the amount of insider transactions, which is up. If we have a look at the dividend history, it has 6 years growth, a high yield of 6.08%, but a very high payout of 185.19%, which is clearly not sustainable. Fourth on the list is International Business Machines, ticker symbol IBM. This is a 52-week low of $114.18, high of $153.21. Current price of $145.26, has a market cap of $131.33 billion and PE of 105.6. This is a decent score of 8 with a moderate buy, with an average buy price, but with an average price target of $140.71, which is a 3.13% drop from where we are today. We can see blogger sentiment and news is bullish, hedge funds decrease, and very negative crowd wisdom, plus a lot of shares sold from insider transactions. If we have a look at the dividend history, it has 14 years growth, decent yield of 4.58% and a payout ratio of 74.25, which is a little on the high side. Fifth on the list is Chevron, ticker symbol CVX. This is a 52-week low of $118.58, high of $188.22, current price of $176.55. Market cap $338.77 billion and a PE of 10. This is a decent score of 7 with a consensus of hold, with an average target of $190.38, which is 7.81% upside from where we are today. We can see blogger sentiment is bullish, hedge funds increase, which is the first one so far, Positive crowd wisdom, plus a lot of sold shares from insider transactions. If we have a look at the dividend history, it has 14 years growth, decent yield of 3.23% and a payout ratio of 32.81%, which is good to see. This is a stock in my watch list and I have a buy alert when it drops. 6th on the list is EOG Resources, ticker symbol EOG. This is a 52-week low of $89.43, high of $149.10, current price of $128.30, has a market cap of $74.51 billion and PE 10. This has a maximum score of 10 with consensus of strong buy with an average buy price of $156.33, which is a 21.58% upside from where we are today. We can see the blogger sentiment and news is bullish, hedge funds increase, negative crowd wisdom, plus a lot of sold shares from insider transactions, which again I would put down for people taking profits. If we look at the dividend history, it has 9 hours growth. It says 9 hours as it recently paid out a dividend and the dividend amount fluctuates each month. Looking at recent history, they have a regular dividend payment quarterly and special dividends in between these quarterly payments. It has a high yield of 7.29% and a payout ratio of 57.6%, which is okay. This is a stock I haven't followed, but based on these stats I've added it to my watch list and will be researching into it further. 7th on the list is Enterprise Products Partner Resources, ticker symbol EPD. This is a 52-week low of $21.46, high of $27.10, current price of $25.56. This is a market cap of $55.56 billion and a PE of 11. This has a maximum score of 10 with a consensus of strong buy with an average price target of $31, which is a 21.28% upside from where we are today. We can see blogger sentiment and news is bullish, hedge funds decrease, negative crowd wisdom, but it has had a lot of bought shares from insider transactions. If we look at the dividend history, it has dividend growth history of 14 years, a high yield of 7.52% and a fairly high payout ratio of 80.15%. 8th on the list is Energy Transfer, ticker symbol ET. This has a 52-week low of $8.10, high of $12.67 and current price of $12.60. Has a market cap of $38.7 billion and PE 9.3. This also has a maximum score of 10 with a consensus of strong buy with an average price target of $17.20. That's a 36.51% upside from where we are today. We can see from blogger sentiment that it's bullish, hedge funds have decreased, negative crowd wisdom, but it has had a lot of bought shares from insider transactions. We have a look at the dividend history. It has 2 years of dividend growth, high yield of 7.02% and payout ratio of 64.78%. 9th on the list is HESM Midstream Partners, ticker symbol HESM. This has a 52-week low of $23.86, high of $33.74 and a current price of $31.83. Market cap $7.61 billion and a PE 15.6. This has a maximum score of 10 with a consensus of strong buy. Average price target of $34.75, which is a 9.17% upside. We can see blogger sentiment is bullish, hedge funds increase and neutral for the rest. If we have a look at the dividend history, it has 5 years of dividend growth, high yield of 6.89% and payout ratio of 107.49%. The payout ratio would be unsustainable if continued at this rate and the dividend would be at risk. So that is definitely something that needs to be looked into. In some cases, it might be more accurate to look at the distributable cash flow, which would require more research. 10th on the list is Ares Capital, ticker symbol ARCC. This is a 52-week low of $16.09, high of $21, current price of $19.35, market cap of $9.82 billion and P of 11.3. It has a high score of 9 with a consensus of strong buy with an average price target of 21, which is 8.56% upside from where we are today. Blogger sentiment is bullish, hedge funds increase and neutral for news in negative crowd. If we look at the dividend history, it has 3 years of growth, high yield of 10.11%, but a very high payout of 95.26 again. Again, the payout ratio would need to be considered. Now, out of all of these 10, I would be interested to know if anyone watching owns any shares in any of these companies. I own shares in Altria Group and AT&T. I have some in my watch list, Chevron, Enterprise Products and Energy Transfer. EOP is a new one to consider. Please let me know in the comments below. As usual, thanks for watching and I'll see you for the next one.